stack sats or die trying. Bitcoin's going to demonetize everything. That doesn't mean everything's going to get free. It's just going to be really, really, really cheap in Bitcoin terms, and we've already seen that, every 4 years, everything goes down 90% in Bitcoin terms. Every 4 years, everything goes down 90% in Bitcoin terms. Another way to say that is every 4 years, people who save in Bitcoin, their life gets half off or more. That's why it's so hard to compare Bitcoin to other stuff. This is the first ever digital commodity that people can take control of themselves. It's a digital bearer asset. Another way to put it, if I have a photo and then I send it to John, we both have the photo now. If I send a Bitcoin to John, he has it now. I don't. The same way that if I have a gold bar in my hand and I pass it to him, he has the gold bar now. I don't. We found a way to digitize gold. Absolutely insane, insane invention. All the experts who are kind of in the old system are saying, oh, it's digital, it's fake, it's not going to make it, it's not going to work. These are the same people who said that, the internet was a scam, it's only used by criminals, it's for drug selling, it's completely useless, it's a fad. They said the same thing about the iPhone. Oh, it doesn't even have a keyboard. How are you going to send emails? It's absolutely garbage. It's too expensive. It's not good, So that's conventional wisdom. It might be a good idea in the 21st century when someone's developing a digital monopoly, which is Bitcoin, to maybe not cling to the conventional wisdom. You might want someone with a forward thinking mindset. Charlie Munger, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett. Yeah, they don't really get it, and they were good at their thing, but your time is over now, and the time of the future generation, the people who will take over, that time is now starting. When are you too late to adopt better technology? You know what I mean? Like, the answer is actually never. Okay. Like, you don't want to take, your whole life. Yeah. That would just make you an idiot. But, if you want to adopt fire, you can do that. Especially if the other people have fire, you can go ahead and do that too. If they have the internet, yes, you can adopt the internet as well. It might take some time. Just ask them, hey, can you help me? Oh yeah, for sure. Even though you talked a lot of shit, buddy, but sure, we'll help you now because you want to come over. That's fine. And then someone will help you, so you can adopt better technology at any time, whenever you're ready. And there might come a point where you might be forced to adopt better technology. That's the thing. You don't want to wait until you're forced to adopt it. You don't want to be the one holding kind of like the fake currency until you're forced to use the real one, because then you're late to the party. Okay. They call you a laggard. And now you have the least amount of the new currency because you took so long to transition. The musical chairs game was going and you did not stop when the music stopped. You just kept walking around. There are no more chairs left for you. And now you're going to have a really tough time. Bitcoin has no top because fiat has no bottom. You can just keep making dollars. So if there's $1 trillion in existence right now, and there's 21 million Bitcoin, then the government might be like, hey, you know what? We're going to make $2 trillion. We're going to make $10 trillion. You know what? We're going to make $100 trillion. You didn't vote on that. They just kind of did it. All right. And now there's $100 trillion chasing the same 21 million Bitcoins. That's going to keep going. And because you cannot print Bitcoins, we understand that in the future, there's either going to be some sort of global monetary reset or whatever it might be. Maybe it never happens. Let's just say there's dollars forever. All right. If there's dollars forever, then one Bitcoin, again, is going to be worth $100 trillion. So again, if you have a Bitcoin, yay, good job, but if you don't, then you're going to be working for $100,000 an hour and you're still going to be poor. I'm buying Bitcoin so that I can try to hold it forever, for as long as possible. There's some people who are going to hold their Bitcoin until it's not worth any dollars because it'll be worth an infinite amount of dollars. And at that point, Bitcoin will be the unit of account. So then instead of paying $5 at the grocery store, they'll pay 5 Satoshis. And right now you can buy 1,000 Satoshis for $1. So if you think about it, they're really having this grand vision for the future, which I do think will happen. That will be achieved. It's just many years off, maybe 20 years, 25 years off. But there are people like that who are not going to sell a single sat until that time comes because they're selling dollars for Bitcoin. They're not buying Bitcoin, they're selling dollars. When our money is destroyed, really what we're destroying is our time. Because when people say time is money, they're not joking. There's a reason why you work hours of your day and you get paid dollars. You know what I'm saying? So you're sacrificing hours for money. Time is literally money. So just keep stacking, keep dollar cost averaging. When's the best time to buy Bitcoin? Yesterday. So the second best time is today. So just learn about Bitcoin. Learn about Bitcoin before you buy it. Otherwise, you will lose all your money because of you. You know, you will make bad decisions. So just study Bitcoin, study Bitcoin, study Bitcoin. Why are you investing in other stuff when essentially you're just losing money because you're not holding Bitcoin? There's something called the opportunity cost. If you buy gold or you buy Apple stock instead of Bitcoin, and Apple stock goes up 10%, gold goes up 10% in the year, it's a really good job, even though inflation was 12%, but still nice, well done. Then Bitcoin goes up 150%. So actually, you missed out on 140%, which means you actually lost money. That's why we try to separate Bitcoin from crypto. You know, it's really important to make that separation, all right? Because crypto is a small part of the fiat system that we currently have, the current banking system. That's what crypto is. Bitcoin is a system outside of the current system, right? Like if we had two circles, right? There's fiat, and then a crypto is a tiny piece of that, and then there's Bitcoin on the outside of that, which is its own thing. You know, and people have a hard time grasping that because, well, isn't Bitcoin a cryptocurrency? Yes, it is defended by cryptography, but it represents something that is so different than anything that's ever existed. That's why it's been the number one cryptocurrency 16 years running, and it will be the number one crypto for the next 16 years going. Young people are really addicted to sports betting and to trying to find crypto meme coin moonshots, right? And the reason why that is because you know, there's a certain level of nihilism that comes with gambling, you know, especially when you are constantly gambling, constantly losing, and yet you still try to go because you don't actually see a future where you'd be able to make enough money to take care of what you have to take care of, to accomplish what you want to accomplish. So instead, what people do is they decide, oh, you know what? I'm going to become a gambler. You know, that's the only way that I could get enough money at one time to feel like I've done something with my life and to feel like I can go ahead and pursue something positive. Because working like I'm working right now is not going to work for me. I'm only making $18 an hour. I'm struggling. I can barely pay my rent. I'm just going to try to gamble to see if I can get ahead. You know, that's what they see as investing. What about XRP? What about Solana? What about ETH? What about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? That's fine. Everyone kind of has that level of the journey. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, dude, you're an idiot, blah, blah, blah. I just tell them, hey, at the end of the day, in the short term, some of these could go up more than Bitcoin in the short term. But in the long term, people like me are selling our dollars for Bitcoin the same way that someone in a different country would sell their pesos for US dollars. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a big difference between what me and you are doing. We have people who are like, well, Bitcoin's old technology. It's 16 years old. My new coin that I made last night in my mom's basement is way faster. It's way stronger. It's way smarter. It's way more better. It's way more clever. Okay. Make sure you give me $100. Okay. And then everything's going to be A-okay. What does my token do? Well, look, don't ask me too many questions. How about we just put the money up front? All right. And then I'll take care of the rest. Okay. Thank you very much. Then all of a sudden, the coin's gone, it's blown up. The whole point of Bitcoin is that there is no CEO, there's no issuer, there is no one controlling the coin, there is no headquarters, there is no roadmap, there is no HR team, there is no PR team, there is no pyramid scheme. Like there's no guy at the top waiting to rug you. You know, this is a monetary system rather than some sort of technological app. You know what I mean? Like this is not Apple, this is not Facebook, this is not Google. Instead, what this is the internet. The problem with this is XRP is not decentralized, right? Now, when people say, no, it is decentralized, it is. Again, one, you're coping. Let's just call it like it is. And two, do you run an XRP node? You know, and then they'll say, oh, no, of course. Well, do you know what the size of the required node is to run XRP? And it would be like 22 terabytes to run a full node of XRP. That's real. A lot of these guys are not running XRP nodes because they don't actually believe in the protocol. What they're doing is they're buying XRP, hoping it goes from $3 to $7 so they can sell it and then they can do whatever with the money. Crypto leads to people running away from Bitcoin when Bitcoin is the solve for the issue that they're having. What's the issue that they're having? Their dollar is losing value over time. Their purchasing power is going down over time. So what happens is you might think, oh, all the groceries are getting more expensive. Everything's getting more expensive, which in a way that's true, but reframe that lens. What's actually happening is your dollar is worth less and the groceries are not changing. So nothing's changed about the product. The thing that you're using to buy the product has changed. It's been devalued. It sucks now. Bitcoin is designed to preserve your purchasing power. The dollar is designed to lose purchasing power, typically at 2% a year. That's the target. And then the Fed pretends like, oh, that's so good. You're only getting poorer 2% at a time. No, I think that's pretty bad. I'm a victim of the American education system. And guess what? We never talked about money. We never talked about investing or taxes or the Federal Reserve or government spending or none of that stuff. All right. We're here to talk about the Pythagorean theorem and how the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. And I'm not saying those things are completely irrelevant or unimportant, but you might want to talk about money as well because everyone has to use money. Everyone has to use money in society. And yet we talk about it never. It's absolutely insane. Almost like it's by design. The greater fool theory. Dude, that is the biggest cope thing I've ever heard in my life because it's literally just investing. You know what I mean? Like, oh well, you bought Apple for $1 and now you sold it for $100. It's just a scam. You just sold it to a greater fool. No, I think that the Apple company got more valuable over time. You know what I mean? I think that you're a coping moron. People are going to be buying Bitcoin who aren't even born yet. You know what I mean? And that's literally insane. Because like everyone's saying, "Oh, I'm too late. I'm too late. It's 100,000." Dude, you're getting a chance to buy it before it's 100 trillion. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? It's free. Like Bitcoin's literally free right now. As long as you can buy Bitcoin with dollars, it's literally free. The day that you can no longer purchase it with other currency, and the only way to earn it would be to build something or to make something or to work for it, at that point, yes, now you are officially late. During COVID, we saw a very big print of money. And that's why we feel the effects of money printing years later. That's why we feel it today. And the next big print will probably be one of the last ones. And because the effect will be so irreversible that you cannot stabilize the economy after that. You just get Weimar Germany. Okay, well, where does the debt come from? Who do we owe the debt to? Is there a way to pay the debt back? Like you start asking that because no one's asking that question. The presidential debate, that question was never asked once, and that pisses me off. So it's just ridiculous, dude. It's all performative. It's all theater.